And yes, a very good afternoon. You're very welcome to a pretty wild Welsh Park for this JJ Cavan and Sons County Junior A Football Championship Final of 2020. It's a unique decider, familiar territory for Shamrocks. Can they make it third time lucky and win the elusive title? Facing them this afternoon, warming up to our left are the Sky Blues. Roanmore back in the decider, of course, for the first time since 2015. They beat Mount Sion last weekend, while Shamrocks made it 3 Western titles in a row with that hard-fought win over Tallow. We're indoors today for the commentary. Joining me once again is Mac Dara McDonagh, and those conditions, Mac, what sort of an influence will they have on today's decider?
Do you know where the big one for me, Gavin, is who wins the toss and what they decide to do? Will they play with it or against it? Because although it's a bit like yesterday now, it seems to be blown across. It seems to be blown across in towards us here, more so than straight down. It's a pity. It's a pity. The conditions are pretty awful now.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm sure that'll have a bearing on this decider as we progress. We'll take you through the teams, but first of all, we're going to stand for a minute's silence for the late Davy Carroll, father of Pat and David Carroll here in Welsh Park, and the man who did phenomenal work for Mount Sion Juvenile Club and Lead Adult Club over the years, being remembered here today. And once again, our Yeshtiger Avahanam to all the family concerned. So Tom D of John Mitchell's is the man in the middle, taking you through the teams. Then we'll start with Roanmore, the Eastern champions. Colin Burke in between the posts, a full backline of Conor Ryan, Frank McGrath and James Griffin. Full backline is Brian Nolan, Charlie Chester and Rory Furlong. Eamon Power and Billy Nolan team up at centre field. The half forward line is Dean Reedy, David Barrett under 40 and Emmett O'Toole at number 12. He's also their manager, so a player manager for Roanmore. Keane Chester, Paul O'Sullivan and Dale Hayes in the inside line. And just looking down through that list, Mac, there's plenty of familiar names, of course, to be more noted, I suppose, for their hurling ability. But, you know, to get over the line against Mount Sion last weekend, they're in this final on merit.
And they're in the final. It's their 50th year, they're 50 years on the go, and I'm sure they'd love to have a county title now. Let's be honest, they'd prefer to have a hurling one. But they're not going to hand back a football cup to win it.
Certainly won't. Shamrocks then here, third time of course lucky. They'll be hoping to make it. Lost to Mount Sion 2 years ago, beaten by Ballydoflore and Fairfield last year. Tim Lenihan, long-standing goalie, is between the posts. The full back line of Padraig Roach, Tom O'Donovan and Jason Ahern. Paddy Ahern, the joint captain, Adam Crawford and Shane Roach in the half back line. Ed Lonergan and Joe Leahy team up with Lorna Porca. Chris Murphy, Kieran Crawford and Billy Hines in the half line. And the inside trio, Paddy Hines, Colin Roach and Tom Roach wearing 18, but he's going to be operating back around the backs. We pause now for a Roanmore County Junior A Football Final Day.
I think, Gavin, what has to be said today, there has to be recognition given to the CCC and the county board and the divisional boards. This is the last of all the county finals, all finished today in 6-7 weeks. It's great. Clubs are very happy, players are very happy. There were matches were fixed, the matches were played, and here we are. Apart from one slight COVID delay, everything else is grand. So all that's left, of course, next Saturday is senior match.
3,
but,
of course.
Everything else run off and run off very well.
On course, absolutely. All due credit to the ongoing work behind the scenes, the various officers and boards that sometimes their work, they don't get the credit they deserve. So that's rightly pointed out by Mac Dara here. And see the Shamrock Spanish door, Dan Casey, just gone over to say to Tom D, best of luck, Tom. Peter Quealy, I can see involved in the background with Roanmore. Incidentally, he was involved a few years ago, Mac, with the Shamrocks as well. So Peter will have his homework done on this Shamrocks unit as well.
He would. There were one or two young players here on the Shamrocks team as well now.
That is true.
General train of thought is that if the Lucy's are big losses, and they are big losses to the Shamrocks here, but I've seen them twice. So
do they get the nod? Do they get the nod for you?
Yeah, I'm thinking the experience of the last 2 years should drive them on.
And Tom D from John Mitchell's gets this much anticipated decider underway. Difficult conditions in Welsh Park, but Straight away, Shamrocks into the attack. Cullen Roach, super game last week in their win over Tallow. Chance of a great opener here for the Shamrocks. Shot is taken off the crossbar. Billows the crossbar there, and it was a brilliant opportunity for Shamrocks. And I think it could have been young Billy Hines there. I'm not too sure who got the initial effort. We'll bring it out in a minute, but a bit of relief there for the Sky Blues, Roanmore, and they have a chance to clear their lines. Won the Eastern title with a hard-fought victory over Mount Sion last weekend. They're operating the short ball route, and the hand-passing route doesn't work though, doesn't go to hand, and Billy Hines profits on this. He's foul going forward there, wins the free there for Shamrocks as they go forward. And just going back to that, what a move. That would have been a dream start, Mac.
It would, absolutely. He did everything right. You know, I'm not... What was it, Ed Lonergan?
Could have been Ed.
I'm not sure. We couldn't see his number from here, and but it did everything right. It would have been an ideal start. So it's important for them now just to register something. Billy
Hines, all eyes on Billy, the youngster. Brilliant game last week as Shamrocks made it 3 in a row in the West. Can he start this county final in style? He certainly can. Right behind our commentary position here. Drew it in, judged that win to perfection. Opening point goes to the Western champions. Shamrocks lead a point to no score. 1.5 minutes gone. Good start, Billy Hines, Mac.
Absolutely, and what Shamrocks need to do here, they're playing with the wind, they're playing against a team they've had the experience in the last 2 years. They need to drive this home and go as much ahead as they can.
And you can see straight away there's a lot of bodies in the middle. Roanmore trying to time, you know, space is really at a premium so far. The short kick out comes from Cullen Burke. Is it going to deceive his cornerback? That's loose there by Roanmore. James Griffin wasn't on the same wavelength there, and with the wind as well.
Courtney had that last night. Did you notice? And it worked very effectively for them now.
I did indeed. Yeah, everyone kind of clusters in together and then tries to win that ball. Picked up by the Roanmore cornerback. That's Conor Ryan. His father, John, of course, is chairman of the Roanmore club. Back as far as the goalkeeper. That's Cullen Burke. And Roanmore working the short ball out as far as Brian Nolan, the pacey Nolan. There's 3 Nolans on this Roanmore team. They're good soccer players, but they're equally good at Gaelic football. Lovely movement by Roanmore. Bit of space here for Paul O'Sullivan. Big game last week in the win over Mount Sion. Off the shoulder is Brian Nolan. Roanmore look good as they go into their first attack of the afternoon. Will it have an end product? Paul O'Sullivan would like to think so. Off his right leg, hangs in the air. Umpires like that. That's a brilliant score into the Keens Road end of Welsh Park. And Paul O'Sullivan, he caused Mount Sion trouble last week. He started well here, McDara.
Oh, that was a great score. I mean, a great move up the right wing. You know, held possession, and then that's a fantastic score. Jeez, great start here.
Really lively start. Well, one thing, Tim Lenihan won't be cold with the way he's decked out today. And there,
interesting to see Tim's kick out now with that wind. This should be coming out to the 65, you know.
Yeah, and a couple last week he was disappointed with, and he was even admitted that afterwards. We'll see how he starts this afternoon. He goes long, hangs in the air, the bounce of the ball. You can see as well from that bit of rain, Mac, as well. That surface a little bit greasy.
It could have an effect too, you know. But Roanmore will be very happy with this, you know.
They will be happy.
Level playing against that win because it's a strong, and if anything, it's going to get stronger, I think, as this game goes on, you know.
Shamrock subs nearly making their way in on top of us here. They're trying to get some bit of shelter, but very little of that to be sought this afternoon. Did he cross the field there? Shamrock's management calling for that. They get on with the play. They have possession. It's booted forward there by Shane Roach. Lovely left leg on him. Nearly 2 footballs on the field, but again it just carries past Billy Hines, shepherded out over the end line there by James Griffin, who's sticking tightly to Hines. And as I say, Roanmore, the longer they'll take their time back on these kickouts as well.
Well, of course, you see, and one thing about today, and Shamrocks do tend to hit that full forward line early, but because of that breeze, they might have to just take a little bit of the power off these passes, or else what will happen is what happened there. It'll go wide. Their wides could maybe mount up, you know.
Cullen Burke, the Coolbora for Roanmore, as Matara mentioned, 50-year anniversary this year. Could they end that by winning a football title? Claiming the mark there, Paul O'Sullivan. He started really, really impressively, and Roanmore so far working the ball well. It's with the team manager Emmett O'Toole. Offloads as far as Dean Reedy, another player with a lightning pace. Billy Nolan just bounces off a couple of players there, but the hand pass from Billy was a bit loose, but it may well work out for Roanmore. Going forward is Dale Hayes. Foul, says Tom D. Free in there for the Roanmore men.
Billy showed his physique there, Gavin, didn't he?
He certainly did. It wouldn't like to run into him.
Off him, you know.
Yeah, big game last week, and you know he brings great energy to the table as well.
So he takes the frees in the football as well as the hurling.
He does indeed. Now is he as good with the big ball, Mac, as they say? Time will tell, as they say.
I'll tell you, it's funny when you see some of the lads without helmets. Billy Nolan's a big man.
He is, big man, tall figure, strongly built fellow. That would be super. Has it curled in?
No,
and it just he nearly.
Too well.
It started well and looked like it was going to drop. It just test. You can see the wind is going to be a big factor here today, and that's the opening wide for Roanmore.
And I think that certainly showed more than anything else, Kevin, that it's really blown into the stand here.
Robbie Dunn, the linesman underneath us, just has a word, and he's with his fourth official there, who's Nicky Barry from Passage. Not a nice afternoon to be doing the line or fourth official, I can tell you that, but back with the play. And Roanmore again, win that kick out, just slipped through the grass there a bit. Lonergan and
two Shamrocks kick outs now, they haven't gained possession from either of them, so you know that's
Roanmore just losing
not a day to be hopping the ball.
It's Rory Furlong. And it was mopped up by Paddy Hines, just read that one superbly, and as McTarr alluded to, probably not a great idea to be bouncing the ball on that greasy but perfect Walsh Park surface. Battle for possession here. Good lively start by both teams. They both want to end 2020 on a high and win a county title. Advantage to Roanmore here in the shape of Billy Nolan once again, but he manages to retain that all-important ball. Has support off the shoulder in the shape of his cornerback, that's Conor Ryan. Plays this to Rory Furlong, the teenager, of course, his first year playing adult football. Roanmore just happy enough to go through this keep ball route at the minute. That's what you can hear their subs saying underneath us. Bit of space on this side underneath us now for Brian Nolan. Takes possession. John Jackson makes his way into Walsh Park. Worked really hard behind the scenes. A hectic couple of weeks for all the board officers. Roanmore have possession. It's with Brian Nolan on the 21 metre line. Roanmore into the corner, back as far as Emmett O'Toole. Lovely 1-2 with his opposite wing forward, Dean Reedy. Dean just took his eye off it at a crucial juncture, and he could be swallowed up here. But Roanmore happy enough to just retain the ball. Back with Brian Nolan, you can see him pointing and getting fellas to move. Sprays it back out as far as Keane Chester. Good lively corner forward, loose pass by Keane though. And Shamrock's player fouled on the way out there. Good covering there by the joint captain Paddy Ahern. He was really impressive, Mac, last weekend as well.
Was but I'll tell you, I'm surprised here by Roanmore playing very well.
And they're handling Mac and use of the ball so far. And only on a few occasions, and Tom D close to overcarrying there.
That's harsh. That is very harsh.
Seemed a bit harsh there. Robbie Dunn comes into mark and Paddy looks up, looks back at Tom to say, how was that? I didn't even take the 4, but look, there's only one red tour. And he says overcarrying. Roanmore would be delighted with that. And you can see with these frees and these moments, they're in no particular hurry, Mac, to get on.
No, it's every you see, couple of seconds. If you waste 10 seconds 6 times, Gavin, that's a minute. You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
and that's
up. Billy Nolan evades that first challenge and again just seems to be bouncing off a couple of fellas, then sees a gap and off his right leg sprays down the line. It was a bit ambitious too, and
everything was good to the left.
I don't think he'll want to see that one on replay.
No.
He looked for, I think it was Dean Reedy who kind of says, look, let's calm it down a bit more, maybe opt to go through the hand route.
But in the last 2-3 minutes, Roanmore have dominated possession completely. If you had a possession graph now, it'll be very much in their favour. So Shamrocks will be trying to get it down to that full forward line. You know, it's.
Paddy Ahern is going to take this line ball. He's looking for options. There's not too many runners. This one is going to bounce. Who's it going to favour? Looks like it's going to be Robbie Dunn, who's a bit away from that play, and he signals.
If Robbie's given that a Roanmore ball, he's wrong.
Right.
That's wrong. That was a Shamrocks ball.
Was he? I think then he could have been on the field. The Shamrocks manager having a few choice words there with Robbie Dunn.
I think the kick was taken, and I think.
I think he also came in the field there, Max. So that should have been flagged.
That should have been a Shamrocks ball.
And as you say, maybe before that, if it was given the right way. Yeah. But look, Roanmore may profit. Charlie Chester has possession going forward. Moore always works really, really hard. And Roanmore again, they're managing to keep possession. Hefty challenge there in the shape of Shane Roach.
Shane could see yellow for that now.
That is dangerous. Very high tackle there.
He's going to see yellow, yeah.
On Keane Chester, and it was just the angle of running very, very high. No, Keane was dipping down, but you can't. It's a high tackle, and this surely will be the first yellow card of this county final.
Yeah, so Shane just has to be a little bit careful. You know, it's in early days, on in 9th minute, get a yellow, so he has to be very careful from now on.
So Shane Roach goes into Tom D's notebook in the 9th minute. So far, just a point apiece. Scores you feel on a day like today, they're going to be hard earned, Mac, aren't they?
They are, yeah. With the conditions here today, like it could be. What was it yesterday in the intermediate? 14-10.
14-10, yeah.
I have a feeling single figures might win this county final today. Now, look, we're saying that after 9 minutes, but the conditions are difficult now. This is what's Billy going to do this time? Will he try another short one?
Yeah, he's just inside the 45-metre line. It's really, really difficult. I don't expect he'll go for a shot. Will he just prod it in around the danger area, sprays it across the field, looking for Emmett O'Toole. Emmett goes high. Can he hang on to it? That's a great take by the player manager. Number 12 is going forward on the edge of the D. Can he put his side in front? No. Oh, it's gone wide. It would have been a super end product. Well done,
it was a great, fantastic catch, but just. And interestingly, that time, and I think in fairness to him, he kicked it to the right, hoping that the wind would swirl over.
Draw it in, yeah.
But it didn't sufficiently anyway. In any case. Tim is busy with the.
He is, yeah, and he's trying to place that ball on the tee.
Can they get possession from this kick out?
It's crucial. Here's the vastly experienced goalkeeper.
This is fourth.
Drops down the middle, cut out again by Emmett O'Toole.
Inadvertently they get it, but this is
back,
Adam Crawford.
It's Adam Crawford. He loses possession. It's booted back by interest with Roanmore. A lot of these players good at the soccer as well, but as we said, they can also play Gaelic football. Very close to the line.
Robbie was very near it.
Keane Chester failed to be controlled there by Dale Hayes, but the referee says there was a push. Shamrocks management, Dan Casey, absolutely furious with that decision. So far, a lot of the 50-50 seem to be going to the eastern side at Tara.
There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it.
We'll follow the play. It's Billy Nolan. See Noel Crowley down there as well.
We might have to follow the ref as well as follow the play. But anyway, we'll say no more about that.
For my man, of course, very close again to the sideline. Robbie Dunn has been busy in this opening 10 minutes. It's with Roanmore. Rory Furlong, the teenager. Another foul there. Referee has the hand up.
Rory did well there.
He did well, yeah. Drew the foul.
Engineered the free very cleverly. And
went around, and drew on a chance.
Now, this is
crucial, isn't it?
For Billy and... Shamrocks will be a bit disappointed with this, really, because I mean, you know that the ideal start, hit the crossbar, got the point, but really since then, Roanmore dominated. I don't think the ball has passed the Roanmore 65 in the last 5-6 minutes.
It hasn't, yeah, absolutely spot on, 100%. And Billy Nolan,
no, Billy want to be aiming for the AIB sign and let the wind do the rest.
13 metres out. This to give Roanmore the lead. Draws it in beautifully. It's over the bar. Opening score for the inter-county hurler. Billy Nolan is off the mark. Roanmore in the lead. 2-1 with 12 minutes on the clock. That water break will be coming up very shortly, and so far, Mac, it'll be Roanmore going into happier.
Totally. I mean, they're completely on top, and they're playing against a Gale, and they're a point up. How bad? You know, Peter obviously has the work done with them.
He has, yeah. Hands and hips on the line, staying quite so far, but obviously has
Mac out the middle now.
High ball. Who's going to win it? Breaking ball favours Shamrocks.
Crawford. Again, look.
Loose pass,
little passes,
and it's picked up by
you know,
Barrett, Mac Budgie, as he's known to the product. You can see good silky soccer skills there by Roanmore, but a bit of overplay there. And Sean Welch from De La Salle linesman on the far side as he's flag up, and it was a little bit too tight. But look, again, this is slowing down the play, isn't it?
Yeah, David Barrett is down now.
Right. And Barrett is down. Really hard work, a vastly experienced player, of course.
And what makes today more difficult, Gavin, as well, is that I don't think any of these players would have played in rain in the last. They've been used to playing and dry weather. Now there's a ball
interestingly here that is called, which I felt happened here. It wasn't called. Sean Welch on the far side, Paddy Ahern, who probably should know better as well. So now that becomes a hot ball. Shamrocks in a situation where they had possession.
Yeah, it happened against Tallow last week, didn't it?
Right, yeah. A lot of players, these new rules in football, and so many of them. Rory Furlong goes high to see win the break. It's with Sky Blue though. He won't mind. One of his teammates has it. Diagonal ball. Roanmore switching the play very well. It seemed very, very fit. Well able. Plenty of energy. Here's Keane Chester. Gets the ball to 21. Tries to turn to his trusty right boot. Can he get enough latitude? Got the kick away, but great defending there.
He held on to it too long, didn't he?
Yeah, he should have kicked that ball a bit earlier, and Shamrocks can break out with pace here. Great defending there by Tom O'Donovan, but look what Tom does with it.
Was it Colm Roche that blocked him there? It was Colm Roche that blocked him first, but Tom has lost it,
Of Roanmore, here's a chance for Emmett O'Toole, the team manager. And the player, he can play as well as manage. Super score by Emmett O'Toole. He's off the mark. Was chatting to during the week that he said they threw everything into the football as soon as they went into the hurling, and he said there wasn't too many queuing up for the manager's role. Mackey ended up doing it, but he can kick scores as well.
But the possession was spilt there. Colm had got a great block in a Keane Chester ball control. Tom Donovan, not like Tom to lose it. I don't know. Is the pressure getting to Shamrocks? Is the pressure getting to them? The fact, they don't want to be nobody wants to lose 3 in a row. That was a definite push there.
Seemed to be a push Shamrocks again.
Tom, that happened straight in front of Tom. God's sake. Not good, Tom. Not good.
And Shamrocks management, Noel Crowley underneath is the and Dan Casey, of course, what a player he was back in the day. Absolutely incensed, and having a word there with Nicky Barry, the fourth official. And so far Roanmore seem to be getting a lot of these calls. Budgie Barrett, it's on the edge of the D, slipping and sliding there is Billy Nolan. Roanmore managed to retain that all-important ball. They'd be happy enough to do this.
And do you know what the key word here, Gavin, is retain. They're dominating the possession. They must have about 80% of the possession.
And they're bringing everyone into it. Everyone's getting the field for the ball. Look where Frank McGrath is, and he's centre back Charlie Chester.
Shamrocks can't get the ball.
They're, as Mac alluded to, they're dictating the play. And a pop pass inside, and they're also finding gaps. There's a player down the ground. This is offloaded back outside there, bouncing off the challenge there.
That's better. Shamrocks. That's better.
Shamrocks.
That's better.
Swarm there, defend there, and then they get a free. And referee has hand up for advantage. He will bring it back to that. There's a Roanmore player down, and again, they'd be happy enough just to slow it down, breaking that momentum. But that was more disciplined tackling there by Shamrocks.
It was better. Yeah, I think Frank might have got a belt there, all right. In fairness to him. But I have to say, I'm impressed by the way Roanmore are approaching this. Like, you know, they're doing exactly the right thing, playing into it. A Gale, sharp fist passes, support play, all up there, you know. And it's Shamrocks not going to get this easy.
Point of view, yeah, absolutely,
They're ahead by 3 points to 1.
Pat Flynn, the county CEO, makes his way up. He's in the rain gear today. You certainly need it on a day like that.
The saturated CEO, I think, today.
Yeah, well, fair play. I mean, and look, what a busy couple of weeks. Referee has a hand up for advantage.
Now,
can Shamrocks profit? Paul DeCroce looking for Murphy.
Good defence, great defence.
Goal score last week. Was that
great
a sliding
defence
tackle
there by Conor Ryan?
Yeah, yes, is the referee. Conor Ryan. Roanmore up for this game. They're up for this game.
Conor Ryan was excellent there, really excellent.
His dad, John, of course, is the chairman, and Tom D just having a word to Chris Murphy to say, Chris, this isn't soccer. He's a good soccer player at Tallow, but so he went in a bit illegally there, and I think the referee is wisely going to call for the water break while the break in place. So, on 16 minutes, Roanmore 3, Shamrocks 1, and so far, Mac, it seems to be Roanmore the hungrier team, if it's fair to say that.
They're the more composed team. Shamrocks look like lads that are nervous. They shouldn't be nervous because it's their third county final. There's no crowd here, but I think it's the pressure of playing a third. You know, it's bad enough to lose 2, but Jesus, nobody wants to lose three finals in a row, and maybe that's getting to them.
Yeah.
And maybe they thought, this is Roanmore a hurling club, not that interested in football. Yeah. We should do this, and they're finding out the hard way that no county title in any grade is uneasy.
Absolutely, yeah, and that can be a dangerous thing to do. Absolutely, as you alluded to, I know when I was talking to board camps during the week that Roanmore were delighted to be here. They had a great win last week, and that Emmett O'Toole said, he said, when you get to a county final, you're going to leave everything out there, and so far they're doing that. You know, to be fair to Roanmore, Shamrocks, of course, lost the last 2. Tim Lenihan there, the goalie, and Noel Crowley, of course, from Fermoy, who's been with them the last 3 seasons. Can he finally get them over the line in that county title? And at this stage, we do say a big thanks to the joint sponsorship from the Shamrocks area, Jim O'Neill Agri and the Old Imperial Hotel up there in Youghal, for their kind sponsorship of today's live stream.
I'd say Dan is tearing strips off that dugout there, and rightly so, because I think sometimes if your mindset is not right going into a match and you think you're going to win it, it's sometimes, and you're waiting for things to happen rather than making them happen. Roanmore are making things happen here in that first quarter, and do you know what? The water break couldn't have come at a better time.
I was just going to say it, and some that might, because it might just give, as I say, Dan and Chan, a few choice words, just say to the players, look lads, come on, this is it now, we need to get going, because otherwise this game couldn't. There's still plenty of time, but Roanmore will be delighted with this start. 3 points to 1 they lead, 17 and a half minutes on the clock. That's including the water break roll on the ground, off the ground there.
There's a little break, because I don't know did he pick that off the ground.
Yeah, and that's always an issue. It's always been, and even from a rolling ball, it's can you do it? You're told you can, and
it's brought in again. Now, if this goes over the bar, this would be big, big score on several ways. It's not an easy free, and in a way, I think they might be better off giving that to a left-footed.
Yeah, Billy Hines.
Free taker, Billy Hines, It's to the right now. Colin could answer me very quickly and very, very...
We'll see how it pans out. No,
gone wide.
No, and you knew the minute it left his boot. That's disappointing, and that could be an interesting call there by the Shamrocks management. Roanmore will be delighted because they had possession, and maybe Charlie Chester was very harshly blown for a judge. He picked it off the ground. Cullen Roach couldn't finish. So 18 minutes.
2 wides each. 2 wides each. Roanmore still 3-1. That's what counts.
And you can see the cluster of bodies in the middle, and then everyone breaking out. It's like they're like a swarm of bees, and then trying to break.
This was exactly what was happening last night as well. Ballincourt were doing this, and it worked very well. Stephen Enright's kickouts last night were tremendous. Great take.
That's a brilliant take there, Joe Lee. He desperately wants to win this county medal. This is a dangerous ball inside. Who's it going to favour? It favours the Roanmore backs. Good disciplined tackling there. It was the full-back Frank McGrath who got his hands to it. And Roanmore again playing the keep ball route. Charlie Chester, can he get out of that ruck of white jerseys? Very close to the sideline. Can they keep this ball in play? They certainly can. Paul O'Sullivan got a super score. Roanmore's opening one. It's with Frank McGrath. Switches the direction of play. Roanmore are good at doing that.
Yeah, four fist passes, keep possession, and then kick out to the side. And they're maintain possession, like you said.
Partly blocked on that kick, but it may well work out. Seems to be a foul there, and again Tom was a bit slow there. It was Cullen Roach is the guilty party.
See how far Cullen Roach is.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's 14 and he's back.
If I was Roanmore, I'd be delighted to see Cullen Roach back there, because he's the scoring threat, and if he's back there, this is going all Roanmore's way at the moment, really.
Billy looking for runners, has one down the line, plenty of options. It's young Rory Furlong trying to evade that first challenge. He's a big, strongly built fella for
God, he is.
Isn't he? You know what I mean? Yeah. Whatever Eric is feeding him at home anyway.
He's bigger than his father. I don't know about that.
We say hello. I believe Eric is tuned in as well, so we hope you're enjoying the action so far. He'll be happy with Roanmore's performance, and they could well get another score here. It's a chance for Roanmore, and the corner forward Dale Hayes.
He should have scored that.
That one is poor.
He should have scored that. And
he had a lot of time.
Great move.
off his right leg, and as you say, Roanmore, he'll be delighted with the start with that's 19.
Well, I won't be delighted with that one, but that should have been. That was a gilt-edged opportunity, really. You know.
They could well rue that come the end of the 60 minutes of today's Junior A final. Who's going to make the step up to the intermediate ranks for 2021? Tim Lenihan. Can Shamrocks win their own kick-out? Just spills off the...
Yeah, but this is...
Ed Lonergan.
Yeah, it's not working for them. It's not
and we just see Roanmore then again, Mac just retained that ball, just doing the simple thing. Need to get out of this tackle and doing so. Lovely sidestep there by Charlie Chester and goes for the 1-2 then. In fact, it's Brian Nolan, the wing-back. He has pace to burn this guy. And then the diagonal ball, switching the direction of play. Look how far off the field.
And
Conor Ryan.
Three players
He
there.
is number 2 and he's back. Unbelievable running and work rate by Roanmore. Now, can they get an end product this time?
Good tackle. Great tackle to win it back. Great tackle there by Paddy Hearn.
Paddy Hearn, sorry, yeah, Paddy, yeah.
Brilliant tackle.
Did that well. That one is just booted out there by Brian Nolan. And again, that was a great disciplined tackle there. Won the ball back. Padraig Roach really rock solid in the corner back.
First minute
for Shamrocks.
Shamrock scored.
Haven't
scored since. And it's now we're in the 21st minute. I know the water break is included in that.
Yes, because the clock, just to note that.
That's only 2 minutes, water break, maybe. You know, so that's a long time to go down and score.
Shamrocks again coming out. Was there a foul there? Seemed to be, but they stopped. But as they say, whistle didn't go. Can Roanmore profit here? Oh, Barrett inside. I think he was trying to play this ball across to Keane Chester, and he probably should have taken a point.
Kieran
pushing the back
working hard to win it back.
Yeah, really. And look how deep again Kieran is. He's playing on the 40. He's back in his own full back line.
Well, they're operating with 4 forwards at the moment, so obviously the two that are dropping back are no, that's fine.
Joe Leahy, that's more direct. Now, can they profit here? It's Chris Murphy.
No.
Crucial goal last week against Tallow. Can he take on his man? Doesn't connect well with that ball.
Don't know what Chris was trying to do there. But
that's a harmless wide there. Really poor effort there. And James Griffin was happy enough, and you can see even Colin Burke, he could have probably played that ball, Mac, just left it go out over the end line.
Chris will be disgusted with that. Disgusted with that. He's kind of standing out here with the black tights. But no, that was, by his standards, that was poor. Because he was excellent last week.
He was, and has a great left leg on him. And was in 2 minds to maybe spray it inside or go for the score. But
Colin Burke is nicely wasting time.
He's executing his kickouts well as well. They managed to keep it in, but Shamrocks managed to overturn it. Billy Hines, 1 point so far. Shamrocks' only scorer, as McDara said, that came in the first minute. They need to retain this ball. Off the shoulder is the cornerback. That's Padraig Roach.
Again,
lack of communication.
Very untidy.
But Mac, if there was ever a hospital pass, if ever I saw one, look what Roanmore do. They in turn give away possession. That's poor from both sides.
It is poor from both sides now, and the conditions are getting the better of the players all round.
Yeah, it looks like we could have an early change here for Roanmore, Mac, as well.
Yeah, I see that. Now.
Follow the play. Shamrocks have it. Oh, again, the pass inside there, and they just lose possession at a critical juncture.
Good, that was Shane Roach.
It was Shane.
Good work by Frank McGrath. Got it back out. Great clearance out.
Great clearance out as far as Emmett O'Toole.
Tell you one thing.
I'm really impressed with Roanmore now.
Same as that. They're playing good.
Lovely move. Look at Billy Nolan. Look at the space. You can see their movement off the shoulder as well is really good. Good driving run by Billy. He's now on the 45. Needs to bend his back. That he does. Seizes up the options. Brilliant running off the shoulder. Brian Nolan. Now, will Brian have a go from here? 21 yards out. Bounces the ball on a slippy surface. Needs support. Switches the direction to play. Now this is surely a chance. It's Dean Reedy. Can he open his account and get a 4 point for Roanmore? It's gone wide again there. And that is disrespect now to Dean Reedy, Mac.
On a day where scores are scarce, really, Roanmore have missed two really good chances now.
Now we see Gavin O'Brien making his entrance. Came on last week and really played well. The former inter-county hurler, of course, teaching there in Dungarvan College Secondary School. And Gavin is on, and it is Dale Hayes, who was guilty of kicking a couple of wides. Now, I don't know, is that the reason or is he injured? He seems to be shaking his head coming off. He's not a happy camper, but...
No. He's I've seen happier players coming off the field. Actually, he's very annoyed.
Let's just say the gloves were flung in there to the dugout as he makes his way up, and I know Peter went over to console him, and he's kind of he looks a pretty forlorn figure coming off because I know he had 2 bad wides, but he was getting on the ball a lot, but it's always a thing, isn't it, corner forward? How many times have we seen that before? You know, I know it as well, Mac.
Problems midfield, take off the corner forward. Usual again. Yeah.
Roanmore have possession. It is the aforementioned Gavin O'Brien on the ball. Treads that ball through.
The other corner forward.
That's a beautiful pop pass to Keane Chester. Barrett is off the shoulder, but he fails to hold it. Roanmore's handling just the last couple of minutes.
Shamrocks are improving,
leaving him down, but look at this, Mac, they can't get it out.
But their biggest problem is they just can't get possession out around the middle of the field.
Keane Chester, back to Gavin O'Brien. Roanmore really impressively going through that hand pass route. Look how far up the field Frank McGrath's Charlie Chester getting on a lot of ball and just holding it up well, then looking for the runners. That's well cut out though. Good hand there on that ball by the Shamrocks, but it still could work out for Roanmore. Barrett back to his centre back. Charlie Chester. In around the square. Can Roanmore get their hands on this one? Paul O'Sullivan can't, and Shamrocks.
Adam Crawford coming out now. Yeah,
really solid last week. Now this is an opportunity for Shamrocks to maybe drive things on a bit. No better man than Shane Roach. Route one ball. Looking for Murphy. Good play by Chris. Out in front of his man. Can he bend his back? Lovely play by the wing forward. Switches the play. This could be dangerous, and it's lost again at a critical juncture by Shamrocks. And now Roanmore can break. Just those, I suppose it's those inches and yards, and I know it's easy to look at it from here, but referee has a hand up there, but
the last touch is kind of, the last pass is letting them down a couple of times, and they just can't get the ball. I mean, on the odd occasion the ball is going to just come out almost twice as fast.
It certainly has.
This is very concerning now for Shamrocks at this stage.
They'll be delighted, and you can see Billy, they're in no particular hurry, just retaining that football with 26 on the clock. That's including the water break, of course. So Roanmore holding the edge, 3 points to 1. The Eastern champions lead. All eyes on Dean Reedy. Good patient build up by Roanmore. And again, they're just moving away. Billy Nolan seems to be the main orchestrator of every move, Mac. He's kind of,
he's the conductor, all
right. The Shamrocks management are absolutely furious underneath,
You know, when it's your day, it's your day. Even that pass was loose, but there was a second Roanmore fell away, Whereas the Shamrocks passes when they're going off, they're losing possession.
Hines working his socks off here. Shamrocks could overturn this ball, and they may well do so. This could be a critical win. Referee says handle on the ground. Now, is there a bit of space for Chris Murphy? They get on with it quick. He's facing a wall of 2-3 sky blue jerseys. Has support outside, and again the pass was loose.
The pass was loose.
They're pleading for a free. No. They don't get it.
He shouldn't get it. He shouldn't be getting a free there, to be quite honest with you.
And I think
my reading of it is he shouldn't be getting a free. Or maybe it's for an injury. It stopped or something. I don't know. But
maybe it is. Yeah.
He's all right. He's up.
He's up now. I'm not sure that Tom signalled that it was a late tackle there. He seems to be pointing inwards though, Mac. I'm not too sure now. No, it's going to be a possession to Roanmore, I presume, is it? Yeah. Chris Murphy, and again, it's just that final pass, Mac, just leaving him down on that occasion.
A couple of times, yeah.
Roanmore get on. Billy Nolan needs to watch his back here, but good vision there by Billy. They seem to know every time they get the ball that they have the runner off the shoulder.
Like 1 point in 27 minutes, take the water away, 1 point 25 minutes. That's not good enough to win any football game, let alone a final.
That's poor, and I'm sure Dan Casey and his management team will well know that. Roanmore just bouncing off Rory Furlong. We spoke. He's an absolutely, again with the helmets hurling, but when they're tugged out in football, they all seem to be big, strong men in this Roanmore team. This is with Dean Reedy. Cuts onto his right
block
leg.
Again. Good block
there.
Paul
Roach, was it?
Paul Roach, yeah.
Great stuff. Could well work out for Roanmore. Furlong gets a boot off his left leg. Puts it over the bar. Opening score. He's good at the soccer as well. His dad Eric will be happy with that one. Rory Furlong is off the mark. Roanmore have been threatening their 4th point for a while. They finally got it, McTara, and full value for that lead.
No shadow of a doubt, there should be more ahead, really, to be quite honest with you. They're 3 points ahead. Given the amount of possession they have, there should be 6-7 points ahead here. This is very worrying for the Shamrocks now. I said concerning a while ago. I've upgraded to worrying.
Fails to hold it. He's claiming the push. Referee not having none of it, and all those things. Gradually, they're getting a bit frustrated too. And I tell you, I wouldn't like to be in that Shamrocks dugout or wherever they're heading at half time.
Well, I mean, Dan Casey can only do so much. What they need is they need leadership on the field, and there's no sign of anybody giving that leadership at the moment.
That is absolutely nail on the head stuff there. Down the line, Paul O'Sullivan. Just Roanmore's control and movement has been really impressive.
It's all gone through Billy, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything has gone through.
Now at times it can be a bit. Eamon Power just showed too much of that ball, and it's a Shamrocks ball. Well turned over. Could that be a big moment? Billy Hines has to be careful not to step inside the field. Joe Leahy looking for the run of Crawford inside. Is it our young Paddy Hines? It is Paddy Hines. Lovely jinxing sidestep. Has support inside. Chris Murphy peeling off his marker. Was it pushed? And again Shamrocks through it, but I think he slipped more than that, and else it's a free out. Noel Crowley absolutely furious on the line.
It's no free at all.
I think he just slipped, to be fair, yeah.
Did you? I would have given him the free.
Would you? I think something similar there back to what happened. I think you have to take those ones into account as well, so I'd be maybe on that one, but look, we can care to disagree on that one. We'll watch Billy Hines.
We won't argue.
We won't.
Well, no. That's a free.
Seems to be Paul. Yes, as we see. I think no advantage. He had the hand up, so he gets it. And Billy Hines is one player who Shamrocks, he's a real go-to guy, Mac, when he runs at defences. So 3 minutes we're told.
So we've kind of 3.5 left here. Now, this is crucial. And it is Billy Hines, the left foot this time.
And it suits the left now. I know I'm not kicking into on the breeze like this.
Again, he'd want to be aiming for. You nearly want to be aiming for the far telegraph pole there because of the breeze and let the breeze do the rest. I personally would always prefer a free kick being taken off the ground when you have a real wind like that, because I think you have more control over it. You have less variables.
And Roanmore, he's getting plenty of attention too. Guys standing near enough to him. Can he draw this one in? Kicking into the city end of Welsh Park. Beautiful connection, and the referee. There's a bit of a debate here.
It had to be a point. It was a stonewall point. It was a stonewall point from here.
The referee is running in now, and this will be very, very interesting. Tom will have to make up his own. But from my position, vantage point here, Mac, our vantage point, that seemed over.
Absolutely. Absolutely over the bar. No question about it. No question about it. What's he going to do? If he's not given the point, he's coming across the top.
Now he's coming across to Robbie Dunn. Now, had Robbie a good view, in fairness, that's good, because the linesmen, they can have an influence on these things
if Robbie saw what we saw, it's a point.
Robbie had a good position. And this will be very, very interesting.
Yeah, it's a point.
And the umpire, Robbie Dunn gets the final word there. Roanmore aren't too happy with him here. There's a bit of things beginning to get a bit hot here in the sideline as Pat makes his way down, and psychologically that could be a big moment. So Billy Hines has his second point of the game. Shamrocks have their second. 4-2, Roanmore lead, and no shortage of drama in this County Junior A final at a bitterly cold and really testing Welsh Park.
Two frees in 30 minutes. Not good enough.
Short kick out now. Again, Roanmore, just the last couple of minutes there. Shamrocks feel now they have a bit of impetus, and can they push on?
Can they build on this, and can they get another score?
And get more scores before
bring them within a point, which would be totally...
Crawford to Paudie Hines. Paudie can't control it. He just took his eye off it at a critical juncture. And the Roanmore subs down underneath us.
I'll say it again, Gavin. These guys have been training and playing on dry days.
Yes.
This is a wet day. First wet day in a long time, and they're finding it difficult to cope.
Absolutely.
So we've about now it should have been 33, but I think that because of that delay with that consultation there after that free, it might go up to 34.
This will suit Roanmore now. They win this free, and there's a chance for the Sky Blues to mount another attack. Although they'd just be happy enough to retain possession.
Slow it down.
And Brian Nolan started dummy efforted there. Thought he was going to go backwards, but managed to retain that ball, and he prods it forward to the midfielder there.
Like when you have conditions, like this, Gavin, is often the case.
Now,
who makes the least mistakes?
Yes.
And Roanmore are making less mistakes than Shamrocks.
Now, here is a bit of space for Roanmore to mount another attack. Again, the pass inside though as well, read there. It's the vastly experienced cornerback, Jason Ahern. Had his injury worries there over the last couple of years. What does he do? Kick it out over the line.
You know, undoes all his good work, and screaming for their standard homes, Billy Hines.
Shamrocks, really, they'll be. It's that
there's even neutrals shaking their heads here.
I think even Rua gave a shake of the head there. That's you know.
Would that be a rueful shake of the head in his case? I'd say it might be.
Might be. Well, no doubt he's a happy camper after Balnacourty last night anyway. He's hit
that was a terrific game last night.
Absolutely. Both teams
marvellous game.
Emptied themselves. Yeah, really enjoyed it now. That last night, really open, fast paced.
Back to reality here today.
I didn't make a reality check. Is that what they call that? But anyway, look, in fairness to these two teams, it's their big day and they're here on merit as well. Here's Dean Reedy. He's got on a lot of ball to wing forward for Roanmore. Now needs options. Is the arm tested? Releases it inside there. Seemed to be tackled late.
No.
Tom Waves play on. Tom blows the half-time whistle.
Right, he only played.
Bang on 33.
Okay.
So 4-2. Matt, quick reflection on the opening half.
Quick reflection is Roanmore 2 ahead, and Roanmore should be more ahead. And unless Shamrocks turn this round dramatically, they're going to lose the third in a row.
All to play for then in the second half, but it's Roanmore holding the edge. It's half-time in Welsh Park in this County Junior A Football Championship final. Roanmore 4 points, Shamrocks 2 points. Chat to you again very shortly. And yes, you're very welcome back to Welsh Park. Both sets of teams have had their half-time pep talks. 30 minutes to decide the destination of this year's county Junior A football title. Is it going to be staying in the east and heading shortly back up the short journey to the Roanmore Centre, or is it going to be going back to Knockenoor? That is the big question.
Well, the rain has stopped, Gavin.
It has. That's a plus, even though that wind is still there, though, Mac.
Oh,
and if anything, it's not going away, anyway, is it?
When the rain stops now, look. Shamrocks know what they have to do.
Tom D gets the second half underway. The Shamrocks, I'm sure they had plenty of words at half time. They won't want to lose a third county final in a row. Roanmore in their 50th year. Can they win a first junior title? I don't know when. Is it 2015? Was the last time they contested one, beaten by Medeligo that night, and they were disappointed with their performance. Can they make it count this afternoon? Gavin O'Brien, the former inter-county hurler, raiding upfield. You can see straight away is Brian Nolan, very close to the sideline, just overcooked there. Keane Chester couldn't keep that in play, Mac.
Breeze carried it, and that's why. If you're giving any pass on this to this sideline, you're dicing with death because the breeze is blowing straight across the field, like, you know.
Paddy Ahern rolls out of the tackle there. He's going to bring it back for advantage. He was caught late there, and the Shamrocks management, you can see, happy enough with that one. They really have to up it, Mac, in the second half.
Even
last Sunday, 2 points in it, you know.
Against Tallow, the two wing forwards were showing they were getting ball, they were taking on the Tallow defence. It's obviously much more difficult than Roanmore are ready for them, there's no doubt about it, but they're going to have to do it because it's very difficult to keep the ball against that breeze. So have the players who are capable of, carrying the ball.
Kieran Crawford just guilty of hopping it there in a bad area. He could be swallowed up here. Crawford battling hard there as David Barrett and Roanmore get a hand in. Great discipline tackling by the Eastern champions, trying to burrow their way out there. It's turned over, is it? No, Shamrocks do manage to retain the all-important ball. Referee said it was handled on the ground.
I think he's right. I think he's right. We've called him a couple of times where we took question, but I think he was right there. Shane Roach was that little bit careless again. Careless. And Roanmore will just slow down. They have the 2-point advantage. Is he after bringing it in?
Is he ill-disciplined there by Shamrocks?
He's after bringing it in. So now it's a very kickable free for Billy. If Billy's going to take this, it's
I'm
just
sure
inside the 45.
Probably place this down on the carpet that is Welsh Park, Mac, and have it cut off it. I think it's Conor Ryan is the... In fact, no, is it? No, Conor is down below. Sorry, it's...
I said to a man today, I won't say who he was, Welsh Park's in great division. Why wouldn't it? He said, no match been played on it. Right. That's all he said. No,
that's the answer you got, right?
That's the answer I got.
All eyes on Billy Nolan. Strikes it through. Tim Lenihan looks up at it because he knows it's sailing over his crossbar. Roanmore extend their lead. They're now 3 to the good. Second free for Billy Nolan. And that was a beautiful strike, McDara.
Great free. Just caught it on the meat. 5-2.
Tell you, Mac, it's all Roanmore.
It's all Roanmore.
And I really
Shamrocks
do
be
feel
very disappointed. Look, it's bad enough being beaten, but when you don't perform. Now, look, they still have a half to perform.
They have plenty of time.
That's a good kick from Tim into that wind.
Yeah, can they win it? Roanmore again there in numbers. They're pleading again.
They can't get the ball in that middle third.
Again, Shamrocks there straight away. And I was right behind that. That wasn't touching the ground. 5 or 6 Shamrocks players shouting at the referee rather than watching the ball.
Better off now trying to make it happen rather than waiting for
another foul here on Brian Nolan
to do something for them,
Roanmore, they've owned the ball for the majority of this county final. And again, you can see Barrett orchestrating things there on the 40, making a run up the field here. Off camera is Eamon Power. Great movement by Roanmore. Lovely switch of the play there. It's another foul. Shamrocks are losing their discipline a bit even at this early juncture, and I think this could be another. I think it's Paddy Ahern, was it, on the far over side there? And again, Roanmore, they're going to be in no particular hurry, Mac, with these frees,
Why would they? Egypt to be rushing this like.
Tom Roach it was.
They have the 3-point advantage, and
now Billy is on the. He's halfway between the 45 and 21. This will be a monster score if it goes over.
No,
Umpire's going for the flag. He's going for the flag. Unbelievable.
Fantastic free.
I thought the way Tim was coming out there was why, but actually he was coming out in a sense of frustration to say, lads, why are we giving away those needless frees? Roanmore extend their lead. A hat-trick of frees now for the hugely impressive Billy Nolan, Max, so far.
Fantastic free. Brilliant free. I have to say I thought it was wide. But I mean,
absolutely, because I thought the way the umpire, there was no real reaction there, but
struck it fantastically, and this is
they need a score, Mac.
Score. Even 1-1 to them at this stage. Great take there.
That's a mark, Shane Roach claims the man. There was a bit of confusion there, but he's claimed the mark. Look what he does with the ball. That puts his awful lot of pressure on Jason Ahern as he goes forward. But Shamrocks now just need to steady the ship and mount an attack. Slips off the surface to
who's going to give the leadership now to Shamrocks? They need leadership on the field.
I'm sure Paddy Ahern would
You know,
He doesn't want to lose another title.
Dan Casey can only do so much. Now that's better ball in towards
Into
Chris. Now,
yeah.
Chris.
He has pace. Now he has a bit of latitude.
He's away.
As well.
He hops the ball.
He's away on the 21 off his
Tight
trusty
angle,
left
it's
boot.
blocked
Great
to 45.
block there.
45.
Great block there. I think it was Conor Ryan got the hands up there. Good tackling there by Roanmore. It treaded through, but Murphy is a threat if he gets the wrong side of his man. You know, if he can get supply. I know he hasn't shown it so far.
Yeah.
But that was a little bit better use of it there by Shamrocks.
Well, again, the kick out, Shane Roach won the kick out in the air, won his mark, and it started from there. And you know, just a difficult kick for Colm. If you remember, sometimes when it's going your way, remember against Tallow,
that's right.
45 didn't really connect well with it, and he ended up getting a goal.
Yeah, that's right. He did. He followed in the next play, and that was a crucial goal that put Shamrocks on their way.
He gets the connection there.
This is a huge one. It's lobbing. This could go anywhere. Mac, it's dangerously dropping in around the square. Who's first to react to it? Shamrocks there in numbers. What's the hand on the ground?
That's better.
Brilliantly back to Paddy Ahern. Can he get his name in the score? He just threw it up in front of a wall of Roanmore players. But that's a hefty challenge there by Shane Roach. He's on a yellow. Mac, is he in trouble?
Shane is in trouble. Yeah, I did say this when Shane got the first yellow. That
that's a very.
It was a hard tackle. It wasn't high, but it was a frontal. It was a frontal tackle. Yeah, Shane is gone.
I think he's going to be making the walk. Yeah, he is. Yeah, Shane Roach is sent off on a second yellow card. Shamrocks are down to 14 men. Their day is going from bad to worse here in Walsh Park. He is pretty dejected walking off the field, and
I don't think he can have any complaints really, because if you're on the yellow,
very loose.
If you're on the yellow, it's you have to be careful, and it was a frontal charge. It wasn't a high tackle or anything else, but it was a frontal charge, and as you said, it's gone from bad to worse.
Yeah, Shane
was one of those lads you'd be expected looking for to give the leadership.
6 minutes into the second half, and his county final is over.
4 points down and a man down.
Yeah, it's a tall order, but how many times have we seen before? I suppose this thing with 14 men, and if anything now, if ever Shamrocks have to empty the tank and give it everything, they certainly have to do so. But in fairness, they haven't been allowed so far, I think, by Roanmore, have they? To be fair to them,
No, you'd have to be impressed by Roanmore's their discipline and their game plan. Very simple.
I see Peter Queally just out there. I just passed down with the tunnel there. You could hear him at half time, and all the talk was composure on the ball, keep that ball, keep it simple. That's what they were drilling into each other, and that's, what I mean, it's working for him, to be fair. And I'm not too sure. I think it was one of the Nolans there, Mac, that got the bang there. I think it might have been Brian. He's picking himself up very gingerly, gets on with it very quick. Conor Ryan, that's a bit ambitious, is it, from Conor? Might work out though.
Looking at this, Gavin, unless Shamrocks get a goal, engineer a goal out of something, it's very hard to see them coming back, because they're on scraps of possession.
Down the line, bounces off there, Barrett inside, or in fact, sorry, it was Paul O'Sullivan, got the opening score for Roanmore. Is it going to be their day? Look at the tackling, look at the aggression they're putting on Tom Roach, to Podrick Roach over on the far side. Podrick does well to retain it though, free out for Shamrocks, bit of relief.
Colm Roach has been their go-to man, and Colm Roach really needs to.
Yeah, we haven't seen him back since the first. And look at this ball again, cut out by Power. One back that was it by Crawford.
Very little.
That's good battling by Kieran there. Roanmore, Rory Furlong tries to bend his back, just prods it back. Can he get over? He needs to bend his back.
And you know what happened there? A Shamrocks fellow was just going to get it, and another Shamrocks player kicked it out of his hands.
Yeah. Well won there by Emmett O'Toole, the player manager. He's on fire. Look at the route one ball down as far as Budgie Barrett. If he leaves this thread through, Roanmore could have an opening. He's a good soccer player. They're telling him to get over the ball. Sprays it across the field. Could be an opening here for Roanmore off the right leg. It's Gavin O'Brien going for a score, and it's gone wide. He turns around to Tom D to say, Tom, will you go in and have a chat with the umpire? But
no.
I think we saw that from here, Mac.
That shot was nearer the school where he's teaching than it was to the upright there, Gavin, that time. No.
Yeah, actually, look, it's always worth a try, these things, isn't it, I suppose? And Tim Lenihan now even looking for the football. That effort from Gavin O'Brien really went wayward on that occasion.
But again, when that ball went across, was it 2-3 players waiting, two Roanmore, no Shamrocks player within an ass's roar?
Absolutely queuing up. Dan Casey trying to get another ball down there, because Tim Lennon's going to have to get on with these ones very quick. The Shamrock subs looking on anxiously underneath us. Tim's kick out. Where's this one going? Out over the sideline.
This is the problem. I keep saying it. If you go near this sideline, it needs to be 100%.
Kieran Crawford.
Otherwise, it'll go over the line.
In no particular hurry to take this line ball. Sean Michael O'Regan, the County Caherlock, makes his way down. Busy weekend, of course, for the board.
Leadership required here for Shamrocks, and urgently.
Urgently is right, yeah, absolutely, or else they're in danger of losing another county title, their third one in a row, which would be a bitter pill to swallow. But so far, Roanmore, the hungrier and by far the better team. They're on another attack. It's McGrath, tries to prod that ball forward. Good play there by the hard working Jason Ahern. drives out, needs support. As McDarragh said, they need leaders now. And that ball, Adam Crawford wasn't on the same wavelength, and it's turned over by Emmett O'Toole and Roanmore, sprayed across the line by Billy Nolan.
But like it's like they're not playing at 10% of what they're capable of. This is the disappointing thing.
Absolutely,
for Shamrocks.
I agree with you, Mac, 100% there. Yeah, they've never got up to the level.
Yeah, you'd have to give Roanmore credit. They have a game plan, they're sticking to it, and they're very disciplined. But
Barrett winning this ball, and again, Mac, he has runners off the shoulder every time. Yeah. This time it's young Furlong. What a shift he's put in. Rory is going forward. Just bounces that ball at a bad juncture there, and this one, that was a hefty enough challenge there. Referee is happy enough to play on. They managed to retain possession. Was that thrown?
Roanmore deserved a free there, I would have thought.
Here's Barrett turning and twisting. Is he caught late? Referee is happy enough. Shamrocks have a sub warming up underneath. It looks like
wide.
Owen Lenihan.
Good effort there from Brian Nolan.
What?
And even on the wides front, Gavin, it's 6 to Roanmore and it's only 3 to Shamrock, so they're dominating completely. 21 for 8 for Shamrock.
Yeah, so Owen Lenihan makes his way onto the team, son of goalkeeper Tim. Of course, he came on last week, good young player, played county minor last year, and I know he was plagued with a few injuries coming off his Ed Lonergan. He just wasn't his day at midfield. You could see there he's shaking the head to say, look, is it going to be another disappointing day for the Knockanore men?
Again to give it away.
Yeah, and we just how many times back have we said that in commentary, and that's just Gavin over. Look at the space now here for plenty of it underneath us in the shape of the Roanmore midfielder. Ilorna Porkin, that's Eamon Power, prods it down the line as far as Emmett O'Toole, the player manager. Is he going to lead his side to glory? In as far as Budgie Barrett, he turns on a sixpence. Can he get the kick away? He's swallowed there by a wall of Shamrock's players. He still manages to retain it.
That's better.
Prods it forward. But again, that's better.
Get it out now. Get it, and they need to hold on to it and work the ball up the field and keep possession and don't give it away. Adam Crawford, be careful. Adam seemed to be more intent.
Yeah, he seemed to be leading with Owen Lenihan with the solo, and Owen just with the solo, he just took too much out of it, and you could see the Shamrocks, the management and back just looking on to say, come on lads, we need to hang on to that ball a bit more. That's what Roanmore have done so well. That's why they're leading this game 6 points to 2. Frank McGrath.
They have so little possession and to be given it away like that. Oh God, it's soul destroying. Soul destroying.
Now, bit of gap here, bit of space for Rory Furlong. Plenty of green grass, as they say in front of him. This will be a monster score by Rory Furlong. Umpire goes to the white flag. When you're kicking scores like that, you feel it could be Roanmore's day. And Eric and Rory, the Furlongs, could be celebrating with Roanmore tonight. That was a monster kick, man.
But again, it came from a giveaway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? This is.
And I know
it's 7 points to 2. 2 points, no score from play in 42 minutes. Ooh.
That's No, you think you hit the nail on the head there, Mac. You summed it up there. You summed it up absolutely.
Oh, Tim
7 points
didn't
to 2.
catch that, but they're lucky they got away with it.
Kick out. Shamrocks have to find the energy from somewhere. Look, this
is the extra player now there, and that's what's going to happen. That's what Roanmore will do, and they'll do it properly.
Just turns away. That was a
late tackle there from Paddy Ahern.
Will the ref come back to that? He's not going to. He's going to play on. Shamrock got away with that one. He may well come back and book the player now. And again, Mac, it's a loose one. Loose pass and turned over again. Prodded forward. Budgie Barrett trying to get on. Shamrock's back there in numbers. Jason Ahern. They have to up their game, or else they're going to lose a third final in a row. Look at the discipline and work rate by the Roanmore defenders there, or forwards I should say. This is prodded down the line. Is it gone out over the line? Out over the line there.
Keep
Billy Hines.
The ball away from that sideline.
I'd have to put you down there, Mac, maybe for...
Well, keep the ball away. I mean, we see time and time again the ball, the breeze is blowing in towards this goal. I see Edward Hines ready to come on.
And look, Eddie, he has a bit of pay, but first of all, he has pay, but you need to get the ball up to him, and it's just, look at everyone in the one half of the field, but it's all Roanmore. They're dictating the play. You can hear Billy Nolan even still barking out the orders to say, look lads, remain focused. They've been really, really impressive.
They have, but you now, look, equally have to say that the Shamrocks have really, unfortunately for them, have just, it's their worst display in a long time.
Well read up by Paddy Ahern. No. They're not finished yet. They won't give up the ghost either. They're a proud club. Looking for Chris Murphy, but he seems to be isolated up there. He needs to win possession first.
He has a lot to do.
He's done that.
He's given a free.
And again,
that's.
And he just kicks away the ball in frustration. Looks at Tom. No, Mac, I don't know. I was kind of right behind that, and now was the leg there, and he didn't get the toe under it. But
from here, now the only thing is that Tom D has been reasonably consistent about picking the ball off the
ground.
Now
we have 2 changes there, Max. Sorry to cut across you there. It is Eddie Hines who makes his way on. Edward Hines comes in.
Both midfielders taken off.
Yeah, and 2 usually 2 guys who dictate the play, Mac, and they're both withdrawn. And Keane Chester comes off. He worked really hard, in fairness to Keane.
So, Gavin, it's the opposite here. Problems with corner forwards to take off the midfielders. Well, it's a nice change, as you will appreciate.
Yeah,
coming from the corner
absolutely.
forwards union.
Absolutely. Yeah, Keane makes his way up.
Unfortunately, Shamrocks have problems all over the field. Just it's not whatever.
Lovely.
I'm flabbergasted
Look
at
at
how
this
poorly they're
silky
playing.
skills there
Good
again
block
by
there.
Roanmore. That was
Great
well
block
blocked,
by Billy Hines.
And look where Billy is. Like he's really worked out. Owen Lennon on the ball now. Shamrocks just need a bit of patience. Need to drive out with the ball. Owen's pass again is a loose one, and it's overturned by Roanmore. How many times have we mentioned that this afternoon? And they could well profit and add to their tally. Here's Gavin O'Brien. He deserves a score, and that one is just pulled again. Turns away, kind of, and knowing that one was off target, but good chance of a score there.
7 wides to 3. 7 wides to 3.
And again, Tim Lennon doesn't even have a football. Like this, you know what I mean? Like this will just tell you that.
Well, you see, we're near the water break now, and what Tom will do is he'll call for the water break now if the ball isn't kicked out.
Yeah, I think he's looking at it. He may well do, yeah. I think you're right, Mac. He's looking at it. Is he going to maybe allow one more play?
Father O'Neill's were going fairly well down in Cork.
Okay.
Sean Prendergast, another.
Yes, so another stalwart.
Water break. He's calling the water break.
So 15 minutes gone exactly in the midway point of the second half. Tim Lennon is sent to Tom D. Well, that's not my fault, but look, in fairness to Tom is only doing his job. He didn't make up the rule about implementing these water breaks. But Roanmore 7-2, and Mac, like I mean, they look well on course.
Absolutely. It would be if Shamrocks come out of this, Knock-on-Or will be up there with Knock and Medjugorje and Lourdes miracles because it's going to take a miracle for them to come back out of this.
Yeah, Owen Lennon makes his way down. He's been introduced at Roanmore. Are they going to be celebrating a county title? As we said, they would have liked to think it would be a hurling one, but in fairness, from chatting to Emmett O'Toole during the week, that everyone was around, they all bought into it, they worked, trained hard, they had a bit of crack too, and they went about things.
And the Bet Mount sign in the Eastern Finals, they'll be very happy with that.
Father O'Neill's, our cameraman, is asking about.
They were winning fairly well, apparently. So
they were winning fairly well.
We get the thumbs up.
Our cameraman William Manny just inquiring there about Father O'Neill's. We think they're going good guns, so he'd be happy heading back to Cork this evening with that result
later on. Well, speaking of last night, I think we'll have to mention Packy Hurney too. Packy will be happy after that night because Mike Cullen, his native club, they're playing in the Galway final, the second time ever at 4 o'clock today against Montbello Mylock.
Yeah, and unusual not to see Corofin in the final, of course, Matt.
First time since 2012.
Right.
They had been unbeaten for 49 games.
Jeez.
So they were going for 50th, and they were well beaten on the day. Now the big test there for Montbello Mylock was last Sunday, their county final.
Yeah.
You know, when you beat overwhelming favourites, and you play well, it can be hard to lift it again. Speaking of lifting, there's heavy lifting to be done here by Shamrocks if they're going to do anything.
Definitely, Tim Lennon. He was thinking about a short one there, and he was kind of in two minds. What way will this kick out go? Down the throat of Roanmore and Shamrocks players. Did Emmett O'Toole get a touch on this? I think he did, yeah. Well spotted by the linesman. Now, Paddy here needs to be careful here not to step inside the field. He needs options though in the first place. Again, he's speeding there, and there's nobody making a run for him. And again,
but Paddy, you're 5 points down.
And again, look what he does with this ball. He gives it away straight. It just sums up Shamrocks this afternoon, and now it gives Roanmore plenty of time and energy to just hang on to this ball. Now there's an opening. Emmett O'Toole, 1 point so far. Can he add to his tally?
Look at the
top
options,
pass to his fullback.
Yeah.
Frank McGrath. He's going to get his name on the score sheet. Frank McGrath.
Off the crossbar, yeah.
Off the. Oh, it was the.
No, I don't think. I think. Is it? The play is continuing.
It was the outside crossbar.
I don't think that was a score. I think that ball hit the top of the crossbar, came out, and the play should be continuing. I mean, there's no bar behind that. If there's a second bar, there isn't a second bar behind it. It hit the crossbar. If it hit the top of the net, it wouldn't have bounced up the way it did. So that ball should be coming out, and play should be continuing.
Yeah, it was Frank McGrath who had the pot shot. And again, is he coming over to?
That should be an indirect free to Shamrocks out here because they had possession. And that's what he's done. Yeah, he's right. Correct decision by Tom D. Yeah,
7-2. So no point given. It wasn't. Tim Lennon was certainly making sure it wasn't being given anyway. To be fair to Tim, as you say, the way it bounced out, you couldn't do it. Now Shamrocks, can they dig themselves out of a real hole? They're in this afternoon, very close to the sideline. Line ball there to Roanmore. Yeah. Sean Welsh taking his time. Well hit there, and you can see the Shamrocks management team getting a bit frustrated there. Noel Crowley, the coach from Fermoy, of course.
What has to be frustrating is the display, not the scoring.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And Billy strikes that one.
Hangs in the air. Can it be kept in play? It could be dangerous here. Falls to Barrett. Can they finish with a flourish? She's going forward. Can he put a boot on it? Very, seems to be definitely seems to be foul anyway.
At the very least, was a free. At the very least,
Roanmore don't get their way, and now Shamrocks could profit. Prodded out the line. Billy Nolan gets a fist on it. Shamrocks have possession, and he's going to come back in for the free when he was away, which kind of, you know, when look, I know it seems. Maybe my refereeing hat is coming in here as well.
Well, no, Gavin. I mean, when a man is pulling away, why do you penalise him? But to give it away again.
Very loose, and they failed to pick it up very close to the sideline. Now Roanmore, can they get there? Sean Welsh says line ball to Shamrocks, very close to that line. Eamon Power swinging around his markers there. Now Billy Hines, where's he taking this from? He gained really forward there.
And I think they have to yards forward. They've taken it again, yeah.
Come back to the correct position, and Nicky Barry there, the fourth official, just having a word, just keeping the peace between both sides. It's getting a bit hot and tense on the line, but so far it's the Shamrocks the happier of the two sides. Can they? What do they do with this ball? It's intercepted again by Budgie Barrett, and now Roanmore may have it up inside.
Was he far enough away from the ball? That's
Route one. Oh, just failing to get that ball there. Well turned over. Padraig Roach on Dean Reedy. Padraig has the advantage. Shamrocks. This
is the first time Colin Roach has got the ball in 20 minutes. Come on, Colin. Leadership, Colin. Leadership. The county man, the man who has 2 All-Ireland medals at minor and under 21, and really on the senior panel needs to be doing it.
Needs to step up to the plate, yeah. Treaded down the line, down as far as Eddie Hines. Introduced. First touch for him since he came on.
I think the 2 former Shamrocks players, Dan Casey, the manager, and Liam Dalton, if they were there, they'd be given the leadership.
Look at this ball again, Mac. Keeping it out over the sideline,
careless again. 2 more Roanmore subs coming on.
There is indeed, yeah.
I think they're coming on because I think Roanmore know that
barring
disaster they have this.
Getting a bit of kind of, yeah. And on that as well, I just got a text there of Larry Power, who was tuned into our stream to bring the Senior A Hurling County Final. Full-time Father O'Neill's 3-12, Charleville 1-14, so win there for Father O'Neill's.
Well done to Sean Pender.
Well done to Sean Pender. And Lismore, that's a loose tackle there, seemed to be. Referee kept the whistle in the mouth though, or...
Yes.
Didn't have the whistle in the lips, but a hefty challenge there, was it?
It was, on Paddy Ahern.
And Shamrocks subs underneath us here. I'm not sure whether we're picking them. Sure. Probably picked up a bit of it.
They're giving out of the ref. 19 for 11.
So Budgie Barrett, as he's known, comes off. Sean Roach gets his chance, and in fairness to Barrett, held up that ball really well, Mac. Put in a solid shift, in fairness to him. Didn't get on the score sheet, but worked his socks off. He trots off. Is he going to be getting a county medal this afternoon? Shane Mackey, that effort there as Shamrocks took that free, and Colin Roach turning away, reels away in frustration. You just sense now it's just not going to be their afternoon.
Oh, fourth wide, and. I think Chris Murphy coming off.
I think it's Kieran Crawford, Mac.
It is
in front of us, number 11, yeah.
I said the 10 was still up for.
Yeah, for the Roanmore sub,
yeah.
So Kieran comes off, and look again. He tried. He just wasn't in the game and had a big influence on the result last week, but just never got going. And too many Shamrocks players, Mac, they played below par.
Simple as
that, isn't it? That's testament to Roanmore's effort as well.
That's the bottom line, and. Look, I don't think even if Shane Roach had stayed on the field, it would have made that much of a difference. But
and again, just given away cheaply. Emmett O'Toole, the player manager, what an achievement for him! What a role! Tom D has to step out of the way. What a ball that is by Emmett as well. Now Roanmore are playing some slick football. Billy Nolan is off the shoulder. They have a man over. They could kill this game off. It's with Sean Roach. Can he finish? Blazes it wide there for a second. But is he calling back here, Mac? I think he could be. Calling back for a free here. I think there might have been an advantage, which would be nearly. Is he? I think he might be. I'm not too sure what that was for. No, he's gone back to the kick out. Sorry.
So that's 8 wides for Roanmore, and twice as many as Shamrocks.
I think it is going in actually.
7 points. Oh, it is actually.
Wind
up. But again, what's happening is this?
Yeah. Kind of killing time.
It's wasting seconds. And Billy should put this over the bar.
Tomas Ruo. Kyla has a smile inside in the other.
Has he money on
box?
Well, I know Shamrocks were the favourites coming in. I thought Shamrocks would win this, but there's no complaints here. Better team by far.
So I got 2 different results now on the. I got Charleville 123, Father O'Neill's 413, a full time in Cork in the Senior A.
120 to 413. That's a win for Charleville, isn't it?
123 to Charleville, 413 to Father O'Neill's. So can you?
Maybe our congratulations to Sean. We're a bit premature, but anyway,
maybe,
we can. The joys of social media, Gavin.
Suss that out, exactly.
Joys of social media.
You say you should be trying to concentrate on one thing, so we'll get back to the football here.
You should depend on the reliable sources.
And with that, Mac, we're writing down Billy Nolan's 4th point, of course, from that free. Roanmore 8 points, Shamrocks 2 points. The Sky Blues have been dominant right from the get-go this afternoon. Emmett O'Toole just literally hands that ball to the Shamrocks players. In fairness to Emmett, he's put in a really solid shift, and is he going to guide this team to a county title? Ball ripped out of the hands by Paddy Hines, and he was lucky not to be blown for handling on the ground there, but he was fouled.
He was fouled up beforehand,
He was. Now, Adam Crawford, he's a leader in the Shamrocks team, even though he's a youngster. Can they find a bit of energy? What a tackle there. That was by, who was it? Billy Nolan again. How many times have we mentioned him in our commentary this afternoon? Getting the hand in.
It was the man of the match here. I think Billy Nolan win the shortlist, definitely,
And I think there, even though, notice yesterday, Mac, I don't think there was a man of the match in the intermediate, which I thought was a bit...
there wasn't.
The Eastern final last week there was for Kill and Newt, which was kind of, I thought, a bit maybe strange. I'm not too sure whether there was man of the match for the hurling finals, but just something maybe to know. Now, maybe, look, there wasn't one for yesterday, but... Or just maybe just it wasn't presented. Rory Furlong.
Extra player.
Yeah.
Doing the job.
Just literally, and he had time to even look up and suss where he wanted to kick this ball. Jason Hurd out in front of his man. This may fall for Roanmore. Getting the product possession here is Sean Roach. He's a good soccer player. He's not even going to bend his back. Lovely touch inside. They can finish in style. 1-2 back to Roach. Straight in. Goal for Roanmore. It's like they're playing at the Etihad Stadium now. Rolled into the net by Sean Roach. Final nail in the Shamrocks coffin. And... beautiful to watch. No chance, Tim Lenihan. Roanmore underway to victory, and with a long while, McDara.
You mentioned soccer a few times. That was a classic soccer goal there. Dribbles forward, passes back, gets the slide rule, pass back, and unfortunately for Shamrocks, it's disappointment for 3 years on the trot.
Yeah, so it is actually 26 points to 25. Charleville win it by a point.
Charleville win it, well, commiserations to Sean.
Sorry about that. Thanks to Pat Grant and John Sheehan for keeping us updated on that. So, cracking final there. Roanmore, a bit of verbals here on the line. We'll back or follow the play now. It's with
all Roanmore need to do is just wait. It's 26 minutes gone, second half. Just wait until see it out. They've won it.
They don't need to get involved in that. No, absolutely.
They've won it. They'll have the cup tonight. They'll be playing intermediate football next year, and 50 years on the go, you beat Mount Sinai in the Eastern final, and then you win a county final.
And they're going to finish with another one, and it is the aforementioned Billy Nolan who reels away back out, knowing that one was on target. Super score for him. That's, I think, 5 down, Mac, between play and freeze for Billy.
He's terrific.
Roanmore making another sub. Bernie Kelleher is going to come in for Shamrocks as well. He's been a great stalwart over the years, but I think, when you just look up at that scoreboard, Mac, and
James Griffin that came off that time.
James,
And who came off for Shamrocks?
It looks like Chris Murphy is trotting off here in front of us, Mac. And so Lenihan on the ball, really.
Chris Murphy, their star man in the last 2 games, just goes to show you.
And I know there's a...
And a very forlorn looking Chris,
absolutely,
didn't happen for them.
There's a few lads here, and just I know a local Gales WhatsApp group to say admiring the finish there from Sean Roach, to say it was top class, a lovely finish. So
I'm looking at that Bernie Kelleher there. Bernie, like a big man, put him in at the fringe of the square, hit in a high ball, and hope that you might get it. No, so what's going to do? Only make a better impression on the scoreboard.
Eddie Hines back to Kelleher off his right leg, dangerous ball across the face of the goal. Roanmore is going to put it back for the free. Yeah. So the County Cup is going to be heading back down to the east, and Mac, obviously Ballyduff Lower winning it last year, Mount Sinai the year before, so it's 3rd year in a row that the junior football stays in the east, which is, I suppose, it's not something you see every year.
7 points for Billy Nolan.
7 years, is it? Yeah. And there's a few of them from frees, Mac, is there?
6 frees, 1 from play.
And the 1 from play, yeah.
And like a couple of great frees in it, and again, Colum hits that free, just doesn't give it enough, and it's blocked down.
Shamrock Roanmore, I should say, clear their lines down the line. They've been really composed, and you can't be impressed by Roanmore. They're pulled down. Conor Ryan, son of the chairman, of course, John. He'll be a happy man in Roanmore tonight. They're celebrating their 50th year in existence. What a proud club they've been, and they're going to claim glory here this afternoon. And as McClary said, move up to the intermediate ranks for next season in the East. Shamrocks will stay down junior and have to go back there and I suppose do it all again then next year, Mac, isn't it? That's the big, you know.
It's hard. It's hard. Because you know I know myself. I lost a couple of county finals, having won West, and really, unfortunately, it really devalues your divisional title when you lose the county finals. You know yourself.
You can tell me,
Gavin,
absolutely,
you were in the same boat.
Absolutely, Emmett O'Toole going for ambitions. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and the hard work done, and you know you're in a high going into county final, and then it's just hard to pick yourself up, especially in a grade like junior, be it hurling or football, Mac, when it's so hard to get out of there, and sometimes that. You know, to even go back the following year then and reignite and get going again, that's hard to pick it up, you know.
Yeah. But you'll end up in the same boat as Colligan hurlers, junior hurlers, in the same boat as Shamrocks, but you played well on the day, you know.
Yeah.
But for Shamrocks, what will really annoy them is the fact that they just played very, very poorly.
Yeah, really.
Great catch there by Colin Roach, and then what does he do? Gives it away again.
And that's just happened too many times from a Shamrocks point of view this afternoon. Roanmore.
Story of their day for whatever. Flick to them. We'll
see that board very, very shortly. I'm sure Shamrocks now, they just nearly want the full-time whistle to go and want to get back.
It's a long journey from Knockanore to Welsh Park, I know that. And they've been fortunate in that two of their county finals were played here. The one against Mountsign 2 years ago, I know against Roanmore.
Yeah, they don't have happy memories from here. Or of course last year losing to Ballydofflore, but I think the last...
That was in Fairfield.
That was in Fairfield. Another horrible night actually last year. Matt was played on a Saturday evening. But
Sean Michael made the point here. Has the junior final ever been played on a good day? He said. He said he won one in 95 in an awful day.
We had a good day here in 2016 when we won the It was dry. It was crisp but fresh. But some would say we were maybe lucky to get that. We won't bring that up anyway.
Well, you got a dry day anyway. I played in one in 91 against. Tramore, and was a dry day. Oh no, it wasn't. It was a windy day. Fairfield, we won it.
Yeah, well, sure, look, all of us, always nice ones to look back on. Rory Furlong.
We didn't see the clock gone up for.
No, I didn't, and I think Nicky Barry, the fourth officially, might even be guy. You wouldn't blame him for maybe heading away earlier, gone for an early cup of tea.
Two minutes. We're told here. Our official statistician has told us.
Tomas Rua doing the role of fourth official as well as streaming man up there as well today. So thanks for that. 2 minutes of additional time. And the title is
a chance now for Roanmore to rub further salt into the Knockanore wounds, unfortunately. And it's Billy again. Could he get his 8th point?
It'll be some achievement, and he's really impressed. And
only for this, he'd probably be in Nolan Park, where I think Waterford hurlers are playing a challenge against Kilkenny today.
So I believe I was talking to John Jackson during the week on that, and he was filling me in. Of course, that'll be the countdown now to the inter-county setup. Of course, won't be long coming around. We watch Billy Nolan. Can he finish
2
with
weeks'
a flourish?
time. 2 weeks' time is the start of the under-20 Ireland football semi-finals.
Yeah. Billy Nolan.
No, I think that one is to the left.
I think the umpires they're so good they didn't even wave wide on that occasion.
I think the poor creators, their hands are cold. They kept them in the pocket.
Well, in fairness, I know one thing. Well, I think if you do a county final, in fairness to John Jackson, the referee, and he's
1-9 plus 10 wide versus 0-2 plus 4 wide.
Yeah, and those two from freeze, Mac.
Two from freeze. No score from play.
In no score from play in a county final, I think that just sums up the afternoon for Shamrocks. And you really feel for them, because I know a lot of these Shamrock guys and what they put into it. They're really proud of their club and their area where they come from.
And I would still think that if they get over this, might take a while to get over this, but if they get over this, that they can be a real force intermediate hurling next year. They'll have those two Daltons up from minor, and you know they give Ballyduff a right good game of it.
That's
going to be much good to them tonight.
It's not, no, and I think it leaves 5 teams then in the West, Mac, because Dungarvan gone up yesterday, Shamrock's not coming up, so it just leaves 5 teams in the Western Championship. Roanmore can finish with a flourish here. It's the substitute, and it's Shane Mackey who gets his name on the score sheet. Roanmore have hit the 110 mark. Referee blows the full-time whistle. Roanmore are the county Junior A football champions for 2020. Full value for it against the Shamrock side who failed to score from play this afternoon. Bitterly disappointing, but look, Mac, on the day, 110 to 2 points, and full value for it.
Oh, completely. Absolutely deserved it. You know, from the start. Now, might it have been different if Ed Lonigan's early effort had gone into the net? It would have settled Shamrocks a bit earlier, but I don't think they can have any complaints today. When you fail to score from play, and you only score 2 points. That's it.
Okay,
end of.
MacDara Cormagov, thanks as always. MacDara McDonagh joining me on co-commentary this afternoon. So the title stays in the East for the 3rd year in succession, I believe it is. And Roanmore, as we said, full value for the win this afternoon. 110 to 2 points. Shamrocks failing to score from play. So do indeed stay tuned. We will be bringing you the post-match presentation very, very shortly indeed. So stay tuned for that on the day when Billy Nolan ended with 9 points, I think it was. Was it? for Roanmore. We'll check that now in due course, but we'll be bringing you that presentation very, very shortly. So do indeed stay tuned for that. Full-time score here in the County Junior A football final for 2020. It's finished Roanmore 110, Shamrocks 2 points. Post-match presentation to come very, very shortly. Do indeed stay tuned for that. Tomas Rua down there just making sure, getting our mic there, and we hopefully will grab an interview maybe or two with that Roanmore as well, who are in celebratory mode out there. All credit as well. You have to give great credit. I'm delighted for Emmett O'Toole as well, their player manager, whom of course I spoke to during the week in the build-up to the game, that there wasn't too many, he said, queuing up for the job. They took it. And he also played a pivotal role as well this afternoon, chipped in with a fine score as well. And Roanmore, as we said, full value for their victory. Noel Crowley, a bitter disappointment. Shamrocks coach Tim Lenihan trots off as well. What a warrior he's been for Shamrocks over the years. And you can see the disappointment in his face. Just gets a nod there from Bernie Kelleher. Not the Shamrocks day, unfortunately. They'll be bitterly disappointed, and it will take them a while to get over this one, no doubt. But they're a proud club, they'll be back. But today belongs to Roanmore, and we congratulate them on being crowned the County Junior A football final champions for 2020. Full value for it, 110 to 2 points. Shamrocks failing to score from play. That sums it up. So we'll hand you over very shortly now to Sean Michael O'Regan to make the presentation to the Roanmore captain. I'm not sure who it is, but we will have that coming up. So do indeed stay tuned for that presentation to come. Congrats to Roanmore, County Junior A football champions for 2020. Sure, Margaret.
With the Roanmore captain, please. Joint captains, is it? Joint.
Yeah, we are. Who's it? Kindly captain.
Oh yeah, you're the captain.
He's definitely with the man. He's the man. 10 years.
Okay, Accorda, co-ifigi, agus a good Tory. Mar Cahirla Cumna Lucas Gael Fort Lariga, Wavalum Falta Vura Corrove, Common Ron Vur, August and Shamroga, August Wavalum Trace Lu Leshanga Club. First of all, I'd like to sincerely thank both clubs and their supporters, and especially the people that down through the last couple of weeks couldn't get to go to the games and go to the matches. The GAA this year has been, we suffered big time over the last couple of weeks, but the way everybody in the GAA world in Waterford came together and looked after each other, I'd like to compliment each and every one of you, and we remember those people that can't be with us today for those reasons in the pandemic. I'd also like to sincerely thank our sponsors, JJ Cavanagh's. As everybody knows, finance and the revenue streams in Waterford GAA has come to a stop this year, but our sponsors, JJ Cavanagh's, stood shoulder to shoulder with us, and that's a testament to what they've done over the last couple of years. I'd like to thank also our referee today, Tom D, and his officials, and also the referees over the last couple of weeks, who again, week in, week out, had to go out and in such a confined space of time, playing so many matches and so many county finals. So I'd like to sincerely thank them as well. I'd like to thank Walsh Park and our landscapers for having the field in immaculate condition. To the Shamrocks, it's a tough pill to take, 3 county finals in a row, but I know from the fabulous workers and the fabulous volunteers and the family members in the community in the Shamrocks that their day will come if they stick with it. There's a young team coming, I believe, and I wish them all the very best. But today it's all about Roanmore. What a fabulous year, 50-year celebrations. I'd like to congratulate Roanmore on that. They have a football title in the minor already won this year, and now to be added the Junior A title and be intermediate next year. What a fantastic year 2020 has been for the Roanmore club. I'd like to wish you all the very best in the future. Unfortunately, like I said, we've no Munster club, so our football championship campaign is coming to an end. It's a bitterly cold, so I'm not going to say much more on it. It's great pleasure, fabulous. I'm really honoured to ask the joint captains of Roanmore to lift up the Junior A county champions for 2020. Well done, Roanmore.
Yeah! Come on! Yes! Come on! Got a picture there, guys. Yeah. Just for the just hold the cup between you and I'll put Sean on. Yeah. Just for yours. Thank you. It's a bit long. I keep it short. I have the phone with me. I'm not the best hold. You stop by me cursing again. So I start off. I'd like to thank Shamrocks for a great game. Things didn't go your way today, lads. But I have no doubt you'll be back again next year. You're a good footballing team. So 3 cheers for Shamrocks. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. So again, I'd like to thank Peter for staying on again after the hurling and giving us more of his time with the football. It's greatly appreciated. And to Brian, Smurf and Robbie for being up around the field and helping out on match days. It's very much appreciated as well, lads, so thanks very much. I'd like to thank our chairman, John Ryan, and the committee for the support throughout the year on both codes, hurling and football. The support you give us from one end of the year to the other is second to none. And each and every one of us is greatly appreciated for what you do for us in the club, John. And we wouldn't be where we are today without you, so thanks very much. I'd like to thank our very own Conor O'Byrne, CEO of Relay Care, who is the club's main sponsor. Conor does phenomenal work for the club, and the support he and Relay Care gives us is second to none, so thanks very much, Conor. And then lastly, to the main man behind the whole lot of this operation, Eamon O'Toole. If it wasn't for Eamon O'Toole, there'd be no football, adult football in this club. Every year Eamon takes it upon himself to organise the football and does his best to manage the team along with trying to play and keep everyone happy. Thankfully he had the help of Peter this year and to take some of the workload off, but this is for you, Eamon, so thanks very much, lads, and thanks for the effort. Thank you.
Well done, lads. Congratulations.
So the trophy has just been hoisted. Celebration time for Roanmore, the County Junior A football champions for 2020, and Emmett O'Toole, the player, manager, along with Paul O'Sullivan, the full forward, have just hoisted the trophy. The County Junior A Cup stays in the East for another year, and Roanmore full value for their win. Bitter disappointment for Shamrocks. They failed to score from play. They won't want to look back at this one, but it's bitter disappointment. A third county final loss in a row for the Knockanore men. Congratulations to Roanmore from Tomás, Rua O'Kyla and Willie O'Mahony for all their work behind the scenes, not just today but right throughout the last couple of weeks. Brilliant being working with him. And myself, Gavin Whelan, thanks very much as well. Full time score here in Walsh Park. Roanmore 110, Shamrocks 2 points. Score Magwith.